Hi, I'm Fraser Christian from Coastal Survival. I'm up in the woods on a really cold early November's morning in West Dorset in the UK. I've been putting some traps out for the recent release of the multitude of pheasants that end up coming into the wood. I've made a live capture trap. I made it last year. It was successful last season. Made from locally coppiced willow from a small old willow withy bed that I restored last year. The base has been made using some old stakes from that used to put in new trees on a new coppice. It can be made without those. It can be made with any sticks. It's actually been made with willow. I think I put a combination of sycamore and hazel in with it as well. So yeah, it was out yesterday. First time. I put some seed underneath it. It's a perch trap. I'll run you through it in a minute and how it works. I'd only set it for about an hour yesterday. It's set underneath a great big oak tree that I noticed that the birds have been coming in and roosting on during an evening. I just scraped a bare patch of earth, set the trap, put a bit of seed underneath the perch, came back just to check basically that it hadn't self-triggered, and noticed there was a pheasant in. As I approached the trap, it flew out for the top of the trap where one of the bars had parted slightly as it'd been stored over the winter. So I repaired it, put a few extra bars in yesterday from the willow bed, rebaited it and then left it. I heard plenty of birds coming in to roost yesterday evening, so hopefully fingers crossed there'll be something in it this morning. So I'll take you down there now and show you whereabouts I've put the trap, how it was made, and hopefully there'll be something in it anyway for lunch. So I'm going to take you down towards the trap now. It's quite cold this morning. Just go down the edge of this track and we'll head for the oak tree. Just going to approach nice and quietly in case there's something in it. You can just see it there. There's a white polystyrene box just behind it. I can see that the tracks, yeah, it's definitely been triggered. I can't see if there's anything else in there, so I'm going to approach quite slowly. I don't want to panic whatever may be in there out of the trap, just in case. I'm pretty sure I can see the white head of a pheasant in there. So I'll take you down there now, hopefully it won't get out on the way. Slowly does it. Oh, there you go. Proof that the bars in the trap obviously need changing. It's never happened before, except for yesterday, of course. That's been in there for a while, but just as I approached it and panicked it, it's forced its way out. I can see there where it's got out, now it's pushed the bars on to one side. What do you think, Tink? Yeah, that's lunch gone again. Right, let's have a look, where's that got out? Just there. Basically the gaps in the trap don't want to be any wider than your fist. And there you go. You can see I can quite clearly put my fist through there. Weakness in the weave there. Should have brought that round and stayed it into one of these holes. Or brought a double weave round. Right, there you go. Every day's a school day. And that was green last year, that had a lot more strength in it. As it's dried, it's shrunk, and it's got a lot looser. Time to put some more bars in. So it's the afternoon after the pheasant got out of the trap this morning, as you've seen, or possibly heard anyway. I made some repairs to it, went back to the withy bed, cut some willows, and put a few more strips in there. Tweaked it up a little bit. As I said, it had shrunk from last year. This is the first time I've used it this year. And I thought it was the squirrels that had been triggering it off, but they must have been escaping, there must have been pheasants doing it. So I rebaited it straight away, retweaked it and reset it, and I want to take you back down there now and we'll see if we've got any luck this afternoon. So just walked back down to where the trap was set now, underneath the big oak tree, as I said this morning. You see it's a beautiful autumn's afternoon now. I expect it's going to be cold when the sun dips down, and yeah, I don't know if you can see, there's a trap there right in the middle of the shot. You can see the pheasant trying to push up against it. And there's not much weight down on that trap. It's quite light and I'm worried it's going to jump out of there. I'll get a little bit closer. Really I need to get down to it quite as quickly as possible and see if I can get it out of there without it escaping. Hopefully you can see that. I'll just get down there quickly now. Put some weight on top of that trap. Oh, and it escaped again. There you go. It just shows. Well, that's 3 nights I'm going to be hungry. That's the 3rd bird that's got out of that anyway. What I used to do was leave it to the morning, and they've been in there during the evening. They've got a little bit tired. You can see it's pushed that. This is where it was set, just here. Had it round that way and it's just escaped again that time. Let's have a look where it's got out. Should be some feathers on there. Yeah, just there, look. There you go, it's pushed that. I put one little stick in there earlier and that wasn't strong enough. Like you said, that's just moved that, forced its way straight across there and opened it up. It's going to definitely need a lot more work this then. That just shows that's 3 nights, 3 pheasants. Looks like it's beans again tonight. Better luck tomorrow. Let's rebait it and see. I'm just going to go down the track now that leads down to where the trap is. Wind's just getting up now. It's getting cold, so it's bringing a lot of different animals into the woods. The trap's just down there, right in the centre of the shot. I can see there's something in it. There's another pheasant there just running across the ground. Look. There's one inside the trap and one right by it. So hopefully we've made the bars small enough and the gaps small enough on the trap that it can't escape. And there you go, hopefully you should be able to see. There's a pheasant in there. As I say, I don't know if you can see, but just down the bottom of the hedges one has run away. So I'm going to let this one out anyway. Just show you that it can't actually get out. I don't want to distress the bird too much. There you go, it's trapped in there. It's just a simple trap, so I'm going to let this one go now anyway. There you go, that one's fine. So, that was just a simple trigger trap basket made out of willow, hazel and sticks from the hedgerow, as I said. Successfully caught a pheasant. As I was waiting to this one to work yesterday, I went down to the butcher's and got a load of free lamb bones anyway, so all the time there's free meat at the butcher's. There's no need to kill these birds. They can carry on feeding. I don't know if they'll breed. They're a non-native species. The fox generally gets most of the females that nest in the winter, I've noticed, around the woods. But anyway, they're there for next time if I need them. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm just going to take you through now and show you how I made the trap. Right, so I'm just going to take you through how I made this trap now. There's the jig there that I used to make this trap with. These were some bars off the trees where they've done the coppicing, and all I've done is I've drilled a section of holes down both sides of it, and then just the sticks go in, and then they just get bent over until they join together. I'll show you, this is the shape of it. So this would be the sticks here, all of these ones. You can see where the ends are. I've just shaved them off so I could get them in the jig. And then literally just bring them up and over until they meet in the middle. And then when they meet in the middle, just put a few weaves together so they bend over on themselves and hold themselves together. And then on the ends, so once you've got that kind of arc construction there, then you just bring horizontals across and they whip round the corners. Horizontals come round, they're just bound. I'm not really a basket maker, I just use simple hurdling techniques. Where I've got the twist and this one going up here, it's held better. I made this trap last year and it shrunk this year, and as you can see from during the video, I've put a load of new extra green sticks in this year. Put them in yesterday, obviously, after the pheasant escaped. And it was successful earlier. I managed to get the pheasant out of it, released it and let it go. I know it works now. I don't need the food at the moment, but it's there. It's more of an education purpose. I'll just run you through how the trigger's made now. You can see there's the upright pole, just there, and there's a string coming along the bottom which goes into a perch, which I'll take you to now. So the string comes from the perch, which is in there, and I've put the grain in underneath the perch. String comes along, there's a notch in the pole's into the ground, comes up the pole, and then over another notch, and then down to the trap, and the trap's just down an angle now. And it's just a self-suspended now, so the weight of the trap is using for the friction, which then comes along the ground now. You can see there to the perch, and the perch runs to two uprights either side which are notched out, and the tension's taking it that way. And you can just see there's a cutout on the side of the uprights, so as the bird goes onto the perch it pushes down, comes through, up, releases it obviously, and the cage comes down. I'll just take it a bit closer now to the perch. You can see I've just put some grain in there, and that's just grain that's left over from the bird's food. I feed the wild birds up here, and what grain they don't eat I use for the traps. So you can see there, just two notched out posts. Okay, take it around the back of it. You can see it's just held there. Okay, it's a tiny little bit of friction just holding it on there, so it's not going to take much at all to release that. So there it is, there's my improvised basket trap and my improvised trigger mechanism. I did look through all of the books, unfortunately knowledge gets lost. There was no one to show me first hand how to do this. I've never seen anybody do this trap before. I should just point out on the top of the trap there, I've bound some extra logs, and there's another one in there just to give it some weight. It's a really lightweight in construction trap. It takes nothing at all to carry, so it can easily be moved. I'm going to make another one later. I'm just going to cut some more willow again, and I may end up putting some heavier bars on the bottom of those traps and whipping it around. It's not too heavy to carry at all, could do with the extra weight and stop me having to put those logs on the top to weight it down. So there it is, there's a live capture trap with the perch trigger mechanism. Really good in situations like where I am, in my camp where I run the courses. I'm not too far from civilization. It's down there, there's a life unfortunately, there's a house down there, there's some other people living down there. So what we've got round us is domestic animals like cats, terriers and dogs. I don't like to use any snares in the woods that may capture cats or dogs, etc. So at least with this we can catch stuff. If we don't want it, it's not damaged, and we can let it go. So I hope you enjoyed that, found it useful, educational. Be sensible when you're trapping. Remember there are domestic animals around. Unless you're completely in the middle of the wilderness or in a survival situation, it's not a good idea to leave traps out and set them, in my opinion. You'll find out the hard way, no doubt, if you do. So go safe, keep within the law, take care, cheers.